Hi, this is Marvin Glasgow. I'm a Flint Knapper, part-time archaeologist, and today I'm going to show you a little bit of history about not so much archaeology, but Flint Knapping and how the Indians made their tools. To start out with, they had to have material. We have all kinds of material to use. We have obsidian, which comes out of, some of it comes out of New Mexico, most of it comes out of Arizona and up to northwest Washington and Oregon, Northern California. We have flint like this right here from Texas. This is another kind of flint they have. It's been nodules like this. Get on the other side and it's nice flint on it. Flat tabs of flint like this and this. Product. Now what they had to use, I had a rock there a minute ago, but this is an authentic rock that the Indians used. Same as part of the rock I have over here. This is an ancient piece that the Indians made but didn't finish.
Cool.
Same with this one right here. I found these, but they just did not finish them. And I'm not going to finish them either because they're authentic. Some of the tools they use beside the rock is when they got them down to more shape like maybe this right here, and they want to make it a little bit thinner, what they would do is they would move to a piece of antler like this right here. This is the piece that attaches to the skull at this point right here. If you get out a little ways, it's porous on the inside. You can't do anything with it. But this piece here is good, solid antler, and it attaches to the skull. And this is what they wanted. When they get it down far enough, then they can switch over to antler tips. And this is what they do the little fine flaking with, either size. The bigger pieces, they'd use this one right here. To get on the smaller pieces, they'd use a little one like this. In the process of working on this, they use a piece of sandstone like this right here. They would grind the edges because you can't drive flakes off on a sharp edge, but you drill the edge of it with this right here, and now you can take the flakes off. And this is what they would do to sharpen, dull the edges. Old folks like me don't have time to go out and walk in the fields and pick up raw flint, so we'll buy flint and we'll cut it and we'll make it into shapes like this, pre-shape. Now this is a piece of fiber optic glass here. Here's a piece of flint.
Very cool.
Same thing. And this morning I had an opportunity to sit around and I had another one just like it, and I drove a lot of flakes off of it and got it almost made, but I broke the tip. That's what happens. One of the hazards of flint knapping. So with all that being said, I am going to proceed to show you a little bit of what the Indians had to go through. I'll pick up this big old rock right here as an example. Before I start, when you do percussion, flint knapping, you always want to wear safety glasses because stuff will fly up in your face. Ask me how I know. And being a wimp, I wear gloves so I don't like to bleed, so it ensures that I don't get cut. Because you will get cut working with this flint once you start taking the chips off of it. Now, this big old piece right here.
Oh, that's cool.
Is an example.
Can you do a close up? Okay.
Today we use copper, solid piece of copper like this right here. As you can see, I've used it a few times. Will break when you're trying to chip flint. What I do is I take modern day sandstone and I grind the edge to get the sharp edge off of it. Then I take my good old trusty percussion tool and let's see what I can do with this thing. Ta-da! Flex and flex and flex. This is nice and thin. You can actually cut with it. This is sharp on the edge.
Yeah, see it. So cool. Let's see what's coming.
This is part of the process they would go through. Sometimes they get the same results, and sometimes, there we go. Cortex on it, but if it come off without the cortex on it, that would be a razor blade right there. You could cut meat in a hurry with it. Let me turn it around and you can see the other side.
Wow, okay.
And it would be really sharp, and that's what they would use a lot of times to take a flake use this temporary knife to cut meat, whatever they need to cut with. And then if it got dull, they could throw it down, take another flake off, and do the same thing. So in the process, they would thin it down and make the preforms like I showed you a minute ago over there. And sometimes they would keep working until they got down to a size to make an arrowhead. Now, as I stated earlier, guys like me, would take a piece, cut slabs out of it, and pre-shape it, which saves us a lot of time in our flint knapping. This is a piece of obsidian that probably came from Northern California. It's red and black. And we will find out in a few minutes just how good it is. Grind the edges so that my tools will get a grip and not slide off of it. Being glass, it's quite slippery. No, I don't have coronavirus. It's got a tickle on my throat.
Okay, I'm going to come in close because that is amazing what you're doing.
You hear it pop there for a second. I'll show you a second here what comes
that.
off.
Wow.
That one slipped. I felt that would come all the way through. That's why I wear gloves, because that would have cut my finger.
Okay, and that's a copper tip tool you're using right
Yes.
here.
And you take flakes off like that. And now I need to go all the way around, which I'm going to try to do here.
Okay. And you said the flint, that is from where? That flint, you think most likely from California, did you say?
This is probably from Northern California, maybe Oregon, Washington State. They have a lot of obsidian on the West Coast.
Okay.
And even in Oregon, they got a volcano up there, which, well, of course, we had one in Vermont here not long ago. But they've got one up there called Glass Mountain. And they call it that because it's all obsidian. And they have examined it. Now, how they did that, I don't know, but they claim that it's 17,000 feet thick down into the ground. That's a long way to go with just pure glass.
Sure is. Amazing.
Let me turn the light on up here.
Okay.
I got started in a strange way. I was a member of the Tarrant County Archaeological Society, and there were several guys in there that were flint knappers. One day I was watching one of them as he was doing a demonstration, and he stopped for a moment and looked up at me and said, "Do you know how to do that?" And I said, "No." "Would you like to know?" I said, "Sure." He said, "Sit down." So he started showing me how to do it, and then I started getting together with other guys that were doing it, and before long, I was doing it on my own, and then enjoying it tremendously when I could get together with other guys so we could flint knap together and tell lies and swap stories and show off our products, if you want to call them products, show off our the work that we had done, and that's how I got started.
Very
That
good.
was about over 30 years ago.
You're still going
And
strong.
I'm still doing it. This where I finished knapping this side right here. There's one little flaw right here in the very back, very small. I turned it over to the other side, and there's two flaws in there that the flakes didn't take them off. But that's not a problem because I'm not through with the thing yet. And once I trim it some more and take some more flakes off, those will disappear.
Okay. Beautiful, shiny, beautiful.
Now, as we're looking at it, you see a sawtooth edge on here. My next step is to take all those, what we call deltas, the little pyramids off on both sides, so that I can reshape the edge of it where I can take flakes off again and do a finishing touch on it.
Very good.
I have to do all the way around that way, so it'll take me a few minutes to get all those deltas, as we call it, get all those off and get ready to start the next row of flint knapping.
Very good.
Off as much as I can. I still got the main look of it now, so what I've got to do now is go along and trim the edges of it so I can get a place where I can take flakes off again. These are two, these won't work here, but once I trim it and you see the difference, then you see how I can take the flakes off and do the finishing run on it.
Okay. What did you call those higher points again? There was a name for
Deltas.
that. Deltas. Okay. That makes sense. Delta waves. Okay. So you're going to work on it some more.
We'll start.
It sounds like, is that a mockingbird?
It's not like a jaybird.
Jaybird.
Oh, he's in among the trees and limbs over where you can't. That's a jaybird there.
He's complaining about something. Oh, the shadow's getting in there.
Yeah.
Tell what you were just telling me about you've done the delta, what'd you call them?
All the deltas have been removed,
Okay.
and now you have what looks to be a
nice.
finished point.
Man, that's pretty. Okay.
As you can see, it's got a sharp edge on it,
Yes.
and for all purposes and intents, it's ready to be used.
It's beautiful, yes.
But I want it to look prettier.
Okay.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shear the edge over here to make it square again,
Okay.
so that I can take more flakes off, make it a little bit more narrow,
Okay.
and a little bit thinner, and make it more perfect, in my opinion.
Okay. So you're going to perfect it now.
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful. Very nice.
Well, here is the finished product.
Beautiful.
Careful napping,
Get that.
trying not to break it, which I succeeded in doing, not
Yes.
breaking it.
You
So
did
now is a pretty piece of material, pretty point
very
to go on a display somewhere. Or hang around someone's neck, depending on what they want to do with it.
That's right. It's gorgeous. That's beautiful. And now I'll show some of the ones you've made in the frame over here, because these are beautiful too. Now we see how they're made. That's a work of art. That's a work of art. And there's others that you've made. Very nice, Marvin.
Thank you.
Well, I thank you for giving this time for the presentation. I know a lot of other people will appreciate it too. It was very interesting. You're an artist.
Thank you.